Imagine this. You're at an airport surrounded by hundreds of people, security cameras everywhere, nowhere to hide. And then a young man walks in, looks around nervously, and suddenly starts running. He jumps over a security fence, disappears into the woods behind the airport, and is never seen again. This isn't a movie scene, this is real CCTV footage from a real airport on July 8th, 2014. And the man in that footage is Lars Mittank, a 28-year old German tourist who simply vanished. No body was ever found, no explanation was ever given, and to this day, nobody knows where Lars Mittank is. This is his story. Lars Mittank was, by all accounts, a completely normal young man. He was 28 years old from Wilhelmshaven, Germany. He worked a regular job, had friends, had family, had a life. In the summer of 2014, Lars decided to take a vacation. He traveled to Golden Sands, a popular beach resort in Bulgaria. Thousands of tourists visit Golden Sands every summer. It's known for its beautiful beaches, its nightlife, its relaxed, carefree atmosphere. Lars was there to have fun, just like everyone else. And for the first few days, everything was perfect. He was enjoying the sun, meeting new people, living without a care in the world. But then, one night, something went wrong. Lars got into a fight. The details are unclear, but it involved a group of men, possibly over a football argument. Lars was beaten up, and during the fight, he suffered an injury to his ear. It seemed minor at the time, just a physical injury from a brawl. But this injury would become the center of one of the most disturbing disappearances in modern history. Because of his ear injury, Lars was advised not to fly. The pressure change on a plane could seriously damage his eardrum. So Lars told his friends to go home without him. He would stay in Bulgaria a few more days, see a doctor, then fly home when he was better. Simple enough, right? But that's when things started to get strange. Lars checked into a small hotel near the airport. He was alone now, far from home, in a foreign country, and something was happening to him. He started calling his mother back in Germany. But these weren't normal phone calls. Lars was terrified. He told his mother that he was being followed, that men were watching him, that someone was trying to hurt him. His mother was confused. Was this the ear injury talking? Was the pain affecting his mind? She tried to calm him down, told him to rest, told him everything would be okay. But Lars wasn't okay. He went to see a doctor about his ear. And what happened at that doctor's visit is one of the most bizarre moments of this entire story. Lars suddenly stopped the examination, looked out the window, saw something that terrified him, and ran out of the doctor's office without explanation, without his phone, without his wallet. He just ran. The doctor was completely baffled. What had Lars seen? What was he running from? Nobody knows. The next day, July 8th, 2014, Lars went to Varna Airport in Bulgaria. He was going home. Finally, he checked in. He had his ticket. Everything was in order. But Lars never got on that plane because what happened next was caught on CCTV and it would shock the entire world. Security cameras at Varna Airport captured Lars Walking through the terminal, he looked nervous, extremely nervous. His eyes were darting around the room. He was checking over his shoulder again and again. Then he approached a security officer and whispered something to him. Investigators later found out what he said. Lars told the security officer that he was afraid, that men were coming to kill him, that he needed help. The security officer tried to calm him down, tried to find out what was happening. But before anything could be done, Lars saw something through the window, something that made his blood run cold. He turned and ran, not toward the exit, not toward help. He ran to the back of the airport, found a small gap in a fence, climbed over it, and disappeared into the thick woods behind the airport. The CCTV footage captured every second of it. A grown man in broad daylight, surrounded by people, running for his life from something nobody else could see. Security immediately searched the woods. They found nothing. Police were called, dogs were brought in. The entire area was searched. Lars Mittank had simply vanished. His family was immediately notified. His mother flew to Bulgaria, desperate to find her son. A massive search operation began. Bulgarian police searched the woods behind the airport for days. German authorities got involved. Interpol issued an international alert. His face was on news channels. Across Europe, thousands of tips came in. People claimed to have seen Lars in Bulgaria, in Germany, in Romania, in Turkey. Every single tip was investigated. Every single one led to a dead end. The woods behind the airport were searched multiple times. No footprints were found beyond a certain point. No clothing, no belongings, no signs of struggle. It was as if Lars had walked into those woods and simply ceased to exist. His bank account was never touched again. His phone was never used again. His passport was never scanned again. Anywhere in the world. Investigators desperately searched for answers, and they found some clues. But these clues only made the mystery deeper. Clue 1, the text message before disappearing. Lars sent his mother a final text message. It said, "Do not pick me up from the airport. I am afraid." That was the last communication anyone ever received from Lars Mittank. Clue 2, the doctor's note. The doctor Lars had visited before running out of the office gave investigators an important detail. During the examination, Lars had complained of hearing voices, strange voices, voices that weren't there. Was this a symptom of his ear injury, or was something else happening to Lars? Clue 3, the hotel security footage. Hotel security cameras captured Lars the night before his disappearance, acting extremely erratically. He was hiding behind furniture in the lobby, watching the entrance, as if waiting for someone to come through the door. CLUE 4, the possible sighting. Several months after his disappearance, a woman in a small Bulgarian village reported seeing a man matching Lars's description. He was alone, disheveled, clearly frightened. She tried to approach him, but he ran away. Was it Lars? Nobody knows. So what happened to Lars Mittank? Investigators and experts have proposed several theories. Theory 1, mental break. The most widely accepted theory is that Lars suffered a sudden and severe mental health episode, perhaps triggered by the physical trauma of the ear injury, or perhaps something that had been building for a long time. The voices he was hearing, the paranoia, the irrational fear, all symptoms of a serious psychological breakdown. But this theory doesn't explain where he went or why no trace of him was ever found. Theory 2. He was running from something real. Some investigators believe Lars's fear was completely justified. That the men who attacked him in Golden Sands were not just random thugs. That they had connections, criminal connections, and that Lars had seen or heard something he wasn't supposed to, and they were coming back to silence him. Theory 3. He is still alive. Many people believe Lars is still alive, that he deliberately disappeared, that he is living somewhere off the grid, under a different name, in hiding. But from what? And why would he abandon his entire life? His family? His home? Theory 4. He did not survive the woods. The most tragic theory is the simplest. That Lars ran into those woods in a state of complete terror and confusion and never found his way out. That his remains are still somewhere in the forests of Bulgaria, simply undiscovered. Lars Mittank was 28 years old. He went on a vacation and never came home. His mother has spent years searching for him. She has never given up. She has returned to Bulgaria multiple times. She has followed every lead, every tip, every possible sighting, because that's what a mother does. She never stops looking for her child. The CCTV footage of Lars running through that airport has been watched millions of times. People all over the world have tried to solve this mystery. And yet, nobody knows where Lars Mittank is. He could be alive right now, somewhere in the world, living in the shadows, afraid of something only he understands. Or he could be gone, lost forever in the woods, behind a small Bulgarian airport. But one thing is certain. Somewhere out there, a mother is still waiting, still hoping, still searching for her son. And the last image the world has of Lars Mittank is a young man, running, terrified, disappearing into the unknown. If you have any information about Lars Mittank, his case is still open. His family still needs answers. And somewhere in this world, the truth is still out there, waiting to be found. Subscribe to Vanished Case Files, because every case deserves the truth.